Hi everybody, my name is Jamie Newsom and I am the Assistant Director of Regional Recruitment and Outreach at IUPUI. I'm here today because I just want to tell you a little bit about our institution and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. All my information will be at the end. So IUPUI stands for Indiana University-Purdue University in Indianapolis. We are a very unique institution because we are a partnership between both IU and Purdue. So what this means is that we have our own campus in downtown Indianapolis with about 500 acres and 30,000 students total. We have our own mascot. We are the IUPUI Jaguars. We have our own Division I sports teams. We play in the Horizon League. But at the end of the day, all of our programming is going to come through either Purdue or IU. So what this means is that our students are going to earn either an Indiana University degree or a Purdue University degree, depending on their major. So to give you kind of some background, most of our Purdue programs are going to be through technology, engineering, and science, and then Indiana University handles most of our other programs. We currently have over 550 different academic programs available for our students, so you can actually major in any of the programs that we have. And what I mean by that is you can major in a school in Purdue, so let's say you want to major in mechanical engineering, but then you also have an interest in economics. So you can actually do that even though one is a Purdue school and one is an IU school. So you're going to be attending IUPUI, that's where you go to college, that's going to be your alma mater, but you will end up with either an IU or a Purdue degree. We have 16 degree granting schools that house our 450 academic programs, and I'll run through these quickly. Obviously more information is available on their website. I joke that I know a lot about a few of these programs and a little about a lot of these programs, so you know, feel free to reach out to any of these individual units or to myself if you do have questions. So the Heron School of Art and Design is the only fully accredited School of Art and Design in the state of Indiana. You're going to find majors here such as illustration, painting, but we also have a major in furniture design. So that's one of our smaller majors, but they do some really awesome work. The Kelley School of Business. So this is the same school of business that you're going to find on the Bloomington campus. All of your classes will be done on our campus in Indianapolis, and that just affords some benefits such as access to internships at Fortune 500 companies, which are within walking distance of campus. Our School of Dentistry houses our DDS program, which is our graduate program, but we do also have an undergraduate degree in dental hygiene. School of Education is pretty unique because they're going to focus on urban education. So you're going to be doing a lot of work with the Indianapolis public school system. Our School of Engineering and Technology is one of our 2 Purdue schools on campus. This is where you're going to have programs such as mechanical engineering, interior design technology, energy engineering. We are also the only school in the country with a motorsports engineering program. So if you're interested in working with NASCAR or designing car parts, this is a great program for you to check out. This is also where we're going to have our music technology program as well. So that's going to be housed in this school. Our School of Health and Human Sciences, this is where you're going to find a lot of what we would label our pre-PT programs or our pre-OT programs. So this is where you're going to find exercise science, also known as kinesiology. It's also where you're going to find some of our personal trainer classes. This is where you're going to find 2-hour tourism classes. So you're going to find our majors in tourism and event management, sports management will all be in this school. Our School of Informatics and Computing is an IU school, and they're going to do programs like bioinformatics. And this is where you're working with the data that comes out of all of the systems that we currently use. So how can we use that information to better improve the lives of humans? This was actually the first school of informatics in the country, so that's a little tidbit there. Our School of Liberal Arts is where you're going to find classes like anthropology, American Sign Language, our other foreign language classes. Economics will be in the School of Liberal Arts. You actually can major in anything else, so any major outside of liberal arts, and add a liberal arts major as long as it's a Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts without adding any additional time. So you can actually complete 2 degrees within 4 years because the School of Liberal Arts will waive all of your required prereq classes and all of your required gen ed classes. The School of Law is the only school on here that does not actually offer any undergraduate degrees, but we certainly do have a law school if that's something that interests you in the future. Our School of Medicine, so this is the IU School of Med. It's going to be based on our campus and not down in Indianapolis or down in Bloomington. But one of the really great things about the School of Med is that we actually do offer a couple of undergraduate degrees through this school. If you're interested in becoming a sonographer, you would major in medical imaging technology. There is also a respiratory therapy program as well that you can earn a bachelor's degree in. Our School of Nursing is one of the largest schools of nursing in the country. We enroll 200 students every year, 100 students in the spring and 100 students in the fall. It is a non-direct admit program, so you do have to come in and do 1 year of prereqs before you can be admitted into the nursing school. One of the benefits about going to school at IUPUI is our access to hospitals. So we currently have 5 hospitals on or attached to our campus, including the IU School of Med. So a lot of opportunities for you to do some clinicals, rotations, even just volunteering if you would like to do that. The Lilly Family School of Philanthropy is the only school of philanthropy in the world. We define philanthropy as doing something in the service to others. So you would major in philanthropic studies, but this could mean that you end up in a development role or a fundraiser role or working with volunteers to be a volunteer coordinator. The Paul H. O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs is where you're going to find programs like public affairs, but it's also where you're going to find our criminal justice program. The Fairbanks School of Public Health is very popular right now, as I'm sure you can possibly imagine, but this is where you'll find majors like global health. You will also find epidemiology, which is the study of infectious diseases. So all of those are available through the School of Public Health. Our School of Science is our second Purdue school. Obviously, we'll have majors here such as biology, chemistry, neuroscience. This is also where we have our forensic science program. So if you're interested in working for that, we do have a program in that. It's also where you're going to find math, actuarial science. Those programs will all be located in the School of Science. And then our School of Social Work is a system-wide school, meaning that the programs are the same at all IU campuses, but it is also a non-direct admit program. So you do have to come in and do at least 1 year of prereqs before you can be considered for the social work program. So we are home to Indianapolis, or we are at home in Indianapolis, and we do consider the city to be part of our campus. If you look at this map here, you'll see on the left-hand side is our campus center, which is the main hub of our campus, and the far right side, you'll see the eastern edge. The eastern edge is in the middle of this picture. We are proud to call Indy home. It's got a lot of fantastic opportunities for our students. We are home to Fortune 500 companies such as Eli Lilly, Anthem, Salesforce. We also are the state capital, so we have local, state, and federal agencies that are headquartered right downtown Indianapolis. Mass Ave Cultural District is a fabulous location to grab dinner, or do some shopping, enjoy the nightlife. And all of the things that you see on this map will be within about a 30-minute walk of campus. So you certainly are welcome to have a car as a first year, but it's not required. And you'll find that the shuttle system that we have on campus is sufficient for at least getting you around campus, and then walking, public transit, Uber, Lyft, etc., are sufficient for getting you around the rest of the city. And this map here kind of shows you exactly where we are located with relationship to everything else. So you see, within a 15 to 20-minute walk, you're going to find the Lucas Oil Stadium, which is where the Colts play. You're going to find the State House. The Salesforce Tower is just under 1.5 miles away. So everything really is very walkable. So I mentioned at the beginning that we do have almost 30,000 students total at IUPUI. Of those, about 21,000 are undergraduate students and just over 9,000 are graduate students. But that does mean we have a very active student life. So we have 500 different student organizations on campus, everything from Women in STEM to the Biology Club to the Video Game Guild. Those are all available for our students. We also have a multicultural center. So this is where our LGBTQ+ center will be held as well. But the multicultural center is going to put on programming. They're going to sponsor scholarships and student organizations. They're going to provide a mentorship track for all of our students to be involved in if they wish. Our campus rec center is really great. We just added a new gym within the past 2 years, so that has been updated. The campus rec also includes our pool. So our natatorium is considered one of the best pools in the country. Every couple of years, the U.S. Olympics women dive team will come to campus to do the time trials for the Olympics. So that's a lot of fun. We are Division I athletics, as I mentioned at the beginning. We play in the Horizon League. Our biggest sports are going to be basketball and soccer. We do have on-campus employment, so not only do you have opportunity for employment throughout the city of Indianapolis, but you can also certainly look for a job on campus. That could be with a particular department, or it could also just be at one of the many stores and shops and cafes that we have. Health and wellness, this is really important, especially right now. You do have a lot of health services provided right there. So all COVID tests are free for our students and staff and faculty. Flu shots are free. And then mental health services as well. So these are all programs that we will really strongly encourage students to take advantage of, and they are going to be right there on campus. And then we have a number of different events and programs that we're really proud of. So we'll talk about those right now. I do always put an asterisk next to all this because this is what would be happening if things were normal, if this were a traditional year. So while we are back on campus in a hybrid format, not everything is able to happen as normal. So we're hoping by fall of 2021, we'll be able to resume all of these activities in person. But the first is the weeks of welcome. This is just a couple of weeks at the beginning of the semester where we encourage students to participate in things trivia nights or dinner in your residence hall. This is also where they do a movie in the pool. So you can bring a float, hop in the pool, and they'll show a movie while you relax there. The regatta is a boat race that we do every September that raises money for scholarships. Our Jagathon is by far our biggest event. So this takes place every March, and this is a huge dance marathon that raises money for Riley's Children's Hospital. Riley's is one of the 5 hospitals that I mentioned earlier, so it is on our campus, and our students, faculty, and staff have raised over $500,000 over the past few years for Riley. So it really is a fantastic organization. It's a fantastic fundraiser as well. Jackapalooza is a carnival that we put on at the end of the year just to celebrate the end of classes. And then we have a number of different cultural heritage dinners that take place over the course of the year. So the Martin Luther King Jr. dinner, the Harvey Milk dinner, etc. And we encourage student participation in all of those. So housing in IUPUI is slightly tricky. The reason for that is that we don't have enough housing for everybody, so we don't require it, nor do we guarantee it. That being said, in years past, any student that has applied for housing prior to March 15th was given a room on campus. What I normally tell students is that this application for housing isn't saying, yes, I'm committing to IUPUI. You're merely saying, hey, I'm interested in IUPUI. It's probably somewhere near the top of my list. And if I do decide to attend, I want to be able to live on campus. So completing the application just gives you a spot in the queue. The contracts will go out at the end of March, beginning of April, and that's when you will really have to sign and make a decision about whether or not you plan on attending IUPUI. But all of our housing is open to first-year students. So Ball Hall is a very traditional residence hall. It was recently renovated, so we're very excited about that. But it does have a bathroom on each floor. The Tower is our most popular residence hall. This was a hotel that has been renovated, so there are bathrooms in every room. North Hall is our newest residence hall, again, more traditional with a bath on each floor. And we also have apartments and townhomes that are available to students. So you're certainly welcome to choose from any one of those. We do have residential-based learning communities, or RBLCs, and these RBLCs are usually based on academic program or other area of interest. So for example, there's a liberal arts floor, a women in STEM floor, there's an LGBTQ floor called the community, and you can choose if you wish to live in these type of halls. So you're living with students who have other interests or programs as you. All right, so how to become a Jaguar. The application process is really fairly simple. The application opens August 1st every year, so it is open now. We accept both the Apply IU or the Common Application and have no preference. My one little tip is that if you do plan on applying to multiple IU campuses like IUPUI and IU Bloomington, you'll probably want to look at the Apply IU app because you can submit multiple applications and only pay one application. So besides the application, we're going to be looking for your application fee, your high school transcript, and your essay. This year, we are test optional, and we do plan to be test optional going forward. That was a decision we actually made about a year ago. So we have been working on this for a while. It is up to you whether or not you want to include your test scores. If you decide to include them, that's fine. You can actually self-report them. You don't have to have an official report sent from the SAT or ACT until you decide to commit to IUPUI. And again, you only have to send an official report after you've committed and if you applied with your test scores. So we also try to make our admission stamps a little bit more transparent. So this year, if you are applying with test scores, we're going to be looking for about a 2.8 or higher GPA. It's 1,000 on the SAT or a 19 ACT. Core 40 is an Indiana set of standards for your diploma, but we've never had any Illinois students have any issues meeting that. So the Illinois diploma standards will meet the Core 40, and then 200 to 400 word essay. If you are applying without test scores, we're going to be looking for a 3.0 or higher GPA, academic honors or equivalent diploma. So we're going to be looking for a couple of AP or honors classes. And then again, your 200 to 400 word essay. Because we are test optional, we have actually made it so that all of our programs are test optional as well. So if you are interested in a program that offers direct admission, so pretty much any program besides nursing, social work, and dental hygiene, you can actually achieve direct admission without supplying any test scores. So there is a pathway for that in all of our programs. We also offer admissions-based scholarships. So these are going to be scholarships that you're automatically considered for when you apply to IUPUI. You don't have to submit test scores for these as well. You only need to have at least a 3.5 GPA to be eligible for one of these awards. And then most of our other programs, our other scholarship programs at IUPUI are test optional, and we'll talk about those in just 1 minute. If you have AP or dual credit, we will accept that. Feel free to send them our way. A 3 or better is usually what you need to get credit, to get some type of credit at IUPUI on the AP test, and then a dual credit, just make sure that you have the transcript sent directly to us. All right, cost of attendance. So out-of-state tuition for IUPUI is right around $31,000. However, we are part of the Midwest Student Exchange Program. So what this means is that if you are a resident of Illinois, you're going to automatically get a scholarship that amounts to about $17,000. So you can see here the amount of tuition and fees with that MSEP discounts right around $14,000. Room and board right around $10,000. Books, supplies, transportation, and personnel rounded out to about $28,000 total. So I like this number. I think it's important because you see exactly what you're looking at for a full year at IUPUI. So again, this tuition and fees does include the MSEP discount that I just mentioned, but it doesn't include any additional merit-based scholarships that you might receive. So as I mentioned earlier, again, all of your admissions-based scholarships, they're automatically awarded upon your application to IUPUI as long as you have at least a 3.5 GPA. You just have to apply by February 15th to be considered for those. Our competitive scholarships and diversity scholarships also have a deadline of February 15th. These do require a separate application. And some of them will require an essay. So you need to make sure that you know what the requirements are, but we can help you with that in the Office of Admissions. And then last but not least is our Honors College scholarships. So our Honors College does require a separate application, and it is a competitive application. You have to be admitted to IUPUI and have at least a 3.75 high school GPA in order to apply to the program. The Honors College is also requiring test scores this year. So if you have not been able to take a test, you should sign up for the next one available if you are interested in the Honors College. And you need to, while you don't need to have your test scores by November 15th, you do need to have applied by November 15th. But every student that is admitted into the Honors College will receive some type of scholarship. All right, so that's all the information I have. Thank you all so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out either at the phone number or email address listed on your screen. Thanks so much and have a great day. Bye.